Well, I'm joined by Simon Jackman, a Professor of US Politics at Stanford University. He's also a visiting fellow with the US Studies Centre in Sydney. Professor Jackman, welcome back to the program. We now know the outcome of these midterms. It's the wee hours of the morning where you are. How does today's result change the game for Barack Obama?
Well, I think it all begins tomorrow with the speech he will make that will be televised around the world. I think he has to think about, what he says, not only to the American people, but to the Republicans. To some extent, I think he has to sort of say to them that you've won a chamber of the Congress, and it's on you now. What proposals do you have? What's your plan for getting the American economy growing and creating jobs? And I think it's going to be, making those sorts of quite pointed overtures to the Republicans. You've won, but what's your plan? And to begin that delicate chess match between the Democratic administration and these new elected Republicans, setting the tone for what's going to be this back and forth, setting the stage for, Obama wanting to be re-elected in 2012. It's going to be this sort of almost a rhetorical battle of sorts. Republicans he's going to put them very much on the spot to the extent he can. You have to make proposals that you're part of the governing apparatus now. You have to be responsible. You have to make proposals that I can accept, that the Senate can accept, that are going to move the country forward. And so I expect Obama to come out of the blocks tomorrow with that sort of language and that sort of rhetoric.
That was a tactic that Bill Clinton used, wasn't it, when he lost the midterms in '94 and he bounced back so successfully in '96, but he really put it back on the other side.
That's right, and there were these wonderful set pieces in the '94-'96 cycle, and I'm thinking of the budget negotiations. The president in the American system will present a budget request goes up to the Congress. Now the Republicans control one house. The Republicans will receive the president's budget proposal. They will amend it, presumably, and pass it. And then it goes to the Senate, and then it comes back to the president. And so there's a lot of negotiation there. Now, what that led to back in the Clinton-Gingrich era was the Republicans refusing to pass a budget, the president refusing to sign the budget that they had amended, and the Republicans leading, they were blamed as leading to a shutdown of the federal government. That happened a couple of times quite spectacularly in that '94-'96 period. I expect that will be one of the big key moments of political tension between Obama and the Republicans in Congress when we get around to budget time next calendar year.
Putting that aside, that analysis you just gave us, how weakened is Obama by this vote tonight?
It's a very interesting dynamic that's been set up now. I think, some people are scratching their heads. Would he even possibly face a primary challenge from in his own party? Is it possible that a Democrat may even want to run against him in 2012? I tend to think that's on the extreme end of possibilities. That would be a truly weakened president. I don't think he's been that weakened. It is interesting, nonetheless, to note that Hillary Clinton has been nowhere to be seen. She's offshore, I believe. She's in the Asia-Pacific region. Will be visiting Australia shortly.
Australia, indeed.
Right. And I think it's still far out of bounds of anything that anybody is talking about, that he may even be facing a threat to recontesting in 2012. But we'll see how the next couple of months go. I can't help but come back to the fact that, Barack Obama did not have a lot of political experience before he became President of the United States. He'd been in the United States Senate for 2 years, and only a couple of years prior to that, he was an up-and-coming Illinois state politician. So he's come a long way very quickly to the presidency. And my sense is I can't help but think some of that political inexperience is going to cost him.